So, for my findings, 15 million Americans have like social anxiety. And to me, social anxiety to me, hopefully this is relatable to you, is like when you're talking to somebody and you're like, you get like really nervous or like really uncomfortable. Maybe like, cause like you really don't know like what to say. Like maybe the person's really attractive and you're like, oh, I don't want to fuck this up. Or like if I see somebody that I want to go and talk to, whether that's like a dude or a girl. For me, especially if it's a woman that I want to cold approach, I get in my head. I'm like, I don't know, what do I say? When's the right time to do it? Is she gonna like what I said? Like you get all of these thoughts in your head, and from my understanding, anxiety forms by thinking of the future. Depression is from ruminating on the past. That's from what I was taught. So I want to talk about in this video kind of like from like a very extroverted person's perspective on like social anxiety, like when I get anxious and then what I kind of do to get over it. Because I'm going to tell you right now, like I'm somebody that literally teaches people how to talk to strangers. If you can't tell by the way I talk in this video, I can talk very fast and I can just ramble. My social skills are like on par to a woman that's just as extroverted as I am, because women just naturally have better social skills. So let's go into like kind of, I don't know, maybe like what I do with it, because I told you, like if I'm gonna have social anxiety, for the most part it's gonna come down, for me personally, it's like cold approaching a girl that I want to go and talk to. But once I'm in that dialogue with somebody, my social abilities are they're they're at a level where I kind of lead and dominate the conversation. I know how to ask questions. I know how to get the other person to talk. I know how to listen, better than like 99% of men. And I keep looking at my screen right now because I got like my notes on this. So when I'm talking to people, okay, so I think one of the hardest things to get over is like if you want to talk to somebody new. I know I've talked to a lot of like introverted people at the gym. Like there's this one girl at the gym, very beautiful girl. She's a wife with 3 kids, and you would never know that she's a wife. This woman's gorgeous and she's so fucking cool too. But when you talk to her, and she even admitted to me, she is very like shy and very reserved, and you can see that from when I talk to her. She's very like she's I've gotten her comfortable around me. So she I'll see her, I'll wave at her, or we'll stop and talk for like a little bit. But she's very like quiet, reserved. And now maybe that could be different at home with her husband and her kids, because that's her family. She's going to be more comfortable with them than she would be like me. And I'm, just to be clear, I'm not trying to like get in between this guy's marriage. That's not my thing. But when I'm at the gym, I socialize. I know everybody there. So when I see her, I'll talk to her. But I remember when I started like talking to her, asking her questions just to get her to open up about herself, she's like, yeah, I've always been like very shy. And I was like, I can tell. And I was like, you're just very quiet. I mean, you say some things that, like if I ask you questions, there's been times where she's opened up. So I'm not saying that she's completely like that, but that's what I think. When people experience like social anxiety, I would think that it would be more like that. Like she's shy, maybe, and I've never asked her this. Maybe she just doesn't really know how to like ask people questions or to carry a conversation very well. But like I said, I only know her from when I see her at the gym, and though, so things could be totally different. But when I've talked to people, I use that as an example, because there's another guy, and I haven't seen him in a while because he goes at the gym at night now because he got a new job. But he would like come up to me and start talking to me, and it was just the most uncomfortable and awkward thing ever. He would just walk up to me and he would be like, hey, and I'm like, yo, what's up, bro? What's going on, man? What's going on? No, not much, man. Dude, it was the most awkward experience. And he is cool, man. Like, he's a really cool guy. I'm not hating on him. But that's what I mean. It's like, in situations like that, you're gonna get uncomfortable. Like, if you're not able to, like, talk to people. Like, if you get in your head, for whatever reason, then that's going to stop you from like progressing relationships with people, whether it's friendly or not. So for me, when I start talking to people, I have noticed that if I get them, like if I think of something like, okay, I'm going to go and ask this person a question, But what do I ask them? Like, if I start thinking about that, if I start dwelling on when to talk to them, like if I like, there's something called like the 3% or a 3 second rule when you cold approach somebody. Because the idea is that if you wait longer than 3 seconds when you go and talk to somebody, like you're going to get in your head and it's going to stop you from going up and talking to them. So for me, like personally, if I see somebody that I want to talk to, if I kind of just go like, fuck it, here I go, and I start moving in that direction, I'm already committed. I'm not stopping. So that's something that, like, if you're a guy or a girl watching this, if there is somebody that you want to like cold approach or just talk to, if you get in your head about what to say, or if you get in your head, your brain's gonna stop you from approaching them, because your brain's like, it's not scientifically, but it's your brain is wired subconsciously to protect you. So if you're like me, I was growing up stranger danger. Well, if you're conditioned to believe stranger danger, anytime you go and approach somebody new, it's gonna be fucking scary. But if I just head that way, if I like push through that wall and I just head that direction, I notice that, like, okay, I'm doing it, I'm committed. And that's the easy part. Now, a lot of people might get social anxiety because they just like, they want to make sure like their interaction with somebody's like perfect. So from my understanding, there's like a lot of pretty girls, when they get cold approached, they might actually, like, it could seem like they're not interested in you, but from my understanding, they're actually just as nervous or even more nervous than you are if you're an attractive man that's going up and talking to them. So for men and women, in this situation, if you're talking to somebody and you're getting nervous and that's causing anxiety, I just want you guys to understand this. If we look at the reality of just relationships in general with people, whether that's romantic or not, it does not matter what you say, okay? And I would like, if you're worried that you're gonna say something that's gonna offend this person or upset them, I would actually say something. If that's what you want to say, just say it. Because if, let's say that, I don't know, I guess to be relatable in this, if let's say you talk about the Bad Bunny Super Bowl show, well, let's say you guys have two different opinions on this Super Bowl show. One person might want to watch Bad Bunny, the other might want to watch the All-American one. Well, if you guys start talking about that, you should never talk about politics, but I'm using this as an example. If you guys find out that you have two differing opinions and that stops them from talking to you, I want you to understand that moving forward, that person was never meant to be in your life. And quite frankly, that's not somebody that I would want to be in your life anyways. They don't share the same value as you. So even if it's somebody that you want to talk to as a friend, now you're going to see, because you guys have two differing opinions on something, you more than likely like will not associate with each other moving forward. So where I'm going with that is, it doesn't matter the situation. If you're nervous or like you're anxious about being perfect and saying the right thing when you talk to somebody, this could be cold approaching a girl, this could be when you're in the middle of a conversation. I have found from experience that if you just say whatever the fuck you want to say, the conversations, usually there's usually never an issue. And if it's in the moment, you guys can disagree with one another, like respectfully, that's fine, but then you two will just never talk again after that. And that's cool, dude, because it's like, I'm somebody that's very big on getting what I want. And in my life, I'm very picky about the girls that I get in relationships with and the people that I hang out with. So if we have differing opinions, and different opinions are fine, but if we have different like core values, I don't want to be with you, because that's gonna cause a lot of issues with my life. So as far as talking to people's go, if you get anxiety, if this counts as social anxiety, if you get anxiety because of talking, like you get nervous or talking to somebody, I'm asking you, just say whatever you want. Because I've learned too, man, like it doesn't matter what you say to somebody. Like in the context of cold approaching a girl, she's either going to like you or she's not gonna like you. You could say the exact same thing to 20 different women, and 17 of those girls are not gonna find you romantically attractive, but then those other 3 girls, they might, and then things could possibly progress from there, depending on if you guys click after that or not. Okay, so that's what I'm saying is, I think a lot of people when it comes to like right here social anxiety, it could be just from a lack of talking to people, if I'm being honest with you. Not going out and practicing any kind of skill. Like for example, if there was a doctor that became a doctor and then he took a year off and he didn't do anything at all in his field, he didn't study, he didn't practice, he didn't do anything, he's not going to be the same doctor that he was prior, and he's likely going to have to take like tests or boards again to get recertified. I don't know how that works, but I use that as an example. Like, I think a lot of people in today's day and age, I see everybody's stuck to their fucking phone, dude. When I go out in public somewhere, I make sure that, like, if I'm going to a restaurant or if I'm taking the dog somewhere, I'm in a wheelchair, I can't have my phone out the whole time. I gotta like stop and look at it, but my phone's in my backpack. I'm rolling around and I'm making eye contact with pretty much every single person I pass by. And if I make eye contact with somebody, I'm gonna say, hey, how are you? I'm gonna start saying something to them. So I'm practicing my social skills, and that's actually one of the ways that I managed it, is by going out and purposely learning how to practice saying hi to strangers. Because any kind of social anxiety I think it's going to get formed because of your inexperience of doing something enough times. If you get anxiety from cold approaching people, if you get anxiety from talking to people, if you get anxiety of just even going out somewhere by yourself, then you haven't exposed yourself to that experience enough times to desensitize yourself to it. That's why exposure therapy is such like a profound, that's the word, powerful thing. When you cold approach girls, women don't like most people. So when you cold approach a girl, majority of them are not going to like you, and you're going to get rejected. I got rejected by like, I think 6 or 7 last week, and this morning I woke up and I was like, damn, dude, that sucks. Like, it weighs on you. I'm not going to say it doesn't. Like, it weighs on you. But I know that, like, after in a couple of days, it could be tomorrow, it could be 2 days from now, I'll be back in the wagon, bro, going out and just talking to people again, talking to girls. That's just, I love talking to people, okay? So when I'm going with that is, one of the ways that I've learned on how to managing social anxiety, because like I said at the beginning of this video, it's never going to go away completely. However, when you do it enough times, you kind of know what to expect when you do it. And that way, when you go and do it, you're almost reducing that uncertainty of what's going to happen. And if you can reduce that uncertainty of what's going to happen because you've done it enough times, well, then you're not going to be thinking in the future, because you can kind of already assume what's going to happen. And one of the basic 6 human needs is a need for certainty, which is going to reduce that anxiety. I know that was a trail-ended way of saying, or like a very long, fast way of saying that. So if you want to practice cold approaching people, you got to go and cold approach people. There's no other way around it, dude. There's no fucking way around it. You are never going to get over that fear of cold approaching a girl if you don't just do it. You are never going to reduce the anxiety from talking to strangers if you don't keep putting yourself in a situation to keep talking to strangers. Now, one of the methods that I'm going to recommend, there's 2 of them. I did it this morning and it worked. And I haven't done this in a while, and I forced myself to do it today. And it's such a fucking powerful thing to, like, if you're in like a weird, wacky mood, you're going to notice that you're not smiling. So when I was driving in the car today on the way to the gym, I literally was like, I forced myself to smile and like smirk, and I was laughing and acting like I was kind of talking to somebody because I didn't want to look stupid if anybody else saw me, even though my windows in the Benz are pretty tinted. But, so it was a little uncomfortable. However, why I forced myself to smile is because you activate muscles in your face that you can't activate when you frown, and your like body posture and it just, and I don't know how to explain it other than like when you smile, it puts you in a better mood. It literally changes your state when you force a smile. It was so hard at first, and then I remember I roll around the gym and I have like my e-collar with my dog in my mouth, so that way if I need to get it I can stop and bam, and I'll roll around and I'll have it like this, and I'll be rolling and I'm smiling like that, and I'm just rolling. And people that's why people ask me how I'm always in a good mood, because smiling like that puts me in a good mood. Now, when you smile like that and you're in a good mood, you're naturally, because you're going to feel good, you're not like, that anxiety is not really good. Like it kind of like blocks it out. Your brain, like being, you've got so much dopamine going. Like if I'm in a really good mood, I don't fucking care who I talk to or what I say. I just say it, and I'm gonna be in a good mood regardless of if the person likes it or not, man. That's what I've noticed. So that's the first step, is if you can put yourself in a good mood, that anxiety, any kind of social anxiety you're gonna get when it comes to actually doing something, is gonna be lessened, because the chemicals in your brain are just not gonna let that anxiety form. So force a smile if you can. You got to hold it for a couple seconds. Like you can't just sit here and be like, okay, I'm done. That ain't gonna work. You gotta actively like smile, bop around, talk to yourself, sing music, and but you gotta smile when you do it, man. Don't smirk, but like smile. Try it. It's dude, it's a profound effect. Okay. The second thing on how to reduce social anxiety in any situation is this one. Okay, so I was told that this is like, think of warming up your social muscles, like your mouth and your brain. Like right now, when I started filming this video, it's my first one of the day, I could feel tension in my neck because my muscles are moving, and now it's pretty loose. Now I feel good because I've been yapping for what, 16 minutes? I don't know if that's 12 or 16 minutes. So if you can talk to a friend or a couple friends first, you're going to notice when you're going to get in this, like, it's called a flow state. When you start talking, the first person you talk to, it's going to be pretty difficult. And then you talk to the next person, it's going to get easier. Then you talk to the next person and it's going to be easy. And then from there, dude, if I talk to a couple different people and I'm in that flow state, I'll go up and approach a girl and say something to her, and I won't even, that anxiety won't even fucking be there. I'm like, I see her, bam, beeline it straight to her. Hey, excuse me. Hey, I just wanted to come over here and let you know, man, you are, oh my God, you are so pretty. I can say, like, you just, it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't matter what you say. And because I'm already in a flow state, I've been yapping for a little bit, I'm going to fucking talk to everybody. And I won't think about that. So if you have friends that you can talk to, I know girls can do this a little easier because girls have a bigger social circle. Women are just more naturally socially, adept than men are. If you can talk to your girlfriends first, you're going to warm up your mouth. It's going to make talking to people easy. And then that, when that happens, you won't have that anxiety. Dude, it's magical. Like, it just will not form. And I think these two things right here, especially that second, well, you got to do the first one because I think if you're in a good mood, it's going to make doing the second one easy, because if you're in a good mood, you're going to show that on the outside. And when you show that on the outside, more people are going to be willing to talk to you because you look like you're in a good mood and they want to be in a good mood. And then when you're smiling and when you're talking like this and you just start yapping like I'm doing now, you're like, oh man, life's fucking great. Hey, I'm gonna go talk to this person. Hey, excuse me. Hey, listen, I know this is random, but oh my God, I wanted to come over here and just let you know, dude, you're big as fuck. How long have you been working out for, dog? Seriously, man, I'm on a bunch of gear and you look like you're bigger than me, man. I'm jealous. You could just say something like that, dude. It's like, in the moment when I was role playing with you, I've just started talking. I literally think that's how you can beat this social anxiety that 7.1% of adults have. You got to go out and practice. You got to go out and expose yourself to that anxiety enough fucking times until you know what's going to happen. And then if you listen to me, if you smile, if you force a smile, you're in a good mood, and you just start talking to like friends first because you already know them, so you're never going to have that anxiety of talking to a stranger. When you're in a warm mood, if you do talk to a stranger, that conversation is going to be fucking awesome. I hope you guys like this video. I promise you, if you can do this will help. If you have any questions on how to do this, man, leave some comments on the YouTube, and I can always comment from there, man. Hey, but please like, comment, and subscribe. And listen, I want to make an offer to anybody still watching the video right now. If you are somebody that wants to improve their social confidence, their social skills, become as extroverted as I am, or whatever other goals that you have, I just released a new beta offer for my one-on-one 8-week private coaching, where you're going to work directly with me for 8 weeks. The first 3 people that I decide to take on, because I want to make sure that I can actually help you. I'm not just taking everyone on. I want to make sure I can help you. Will work with me for absolutely free. After that, it's going to be $19.97. So there's a video on the next page, link in the description, that's going to tell you who it's for, how I'm going to help you, what you're going to get. And then if you think that's for you, man, book a time to speak with me and let's talk. And with that being said, guys, check out one of these 2 videos right here. These are going to help you as well. Hey, see you guys in the next one.